Hi peeps, Lee here from Cariad, that place there, up or down, wherever the logo is. Right, I wanted to show you something regarding snare buzz. That's where your old snare rattles underneath. One of the reasons it buzzes a lot is it's meant to. So this is just a phone recording, okay? There's no microphones on, there's nothing. It's just you and me from the phone. It's meant to buzz. Because if you remove the buzz and kill it completely, you'll end up more with a dead snare sound or a dead tom sound. So of course you have a thin head on the bottom, so it's half the thickness of the top head at least, if not even thinner, and because of that it's highly sensitive, and that's why it's a snare drum. That's the purpose of it. It's meant to be like that. However, the problem is the frequencies can interfere with the snare itself. So listen to this. Take the snare off, on, you think, wow, massive amount. So every time I play, if I play the floor tom, however, just out of interest, no snare buzz. A lot of snare buzz, no snare buzz. So it's all from there. A lot of people would think, right, I got a problem. I've got to either move this, I've got to try and dampen down between, maybe I've got to put something underneath here and hide the frequency there from the underside of the snare. They start dampening the underside of the snare, start adjusting the snare itself on the throw to try and make it tighter and all the rest of it. But watch this. Put my hand over it, gone. Hand off, hand on. So sometimes we will lean on attacking the snare, attacking the tension of the snare, attacking the underside, but actually it's the frequency of the sound from this drum moving the air over the top of this that's causing this top head to resonate and drive down through, causing the snare buzz. So the only way you're going to get rid of that is a little experimenting of position. Could you squeeze the drum slightly further away? I tend to be very close. I've got a stinky habit of my drums are almost touching. So could you go slightly further across, slightly bigger gap for a start, just to pull that air wave away, tension up the top head, adjust that slightly, and also adjust the pitch of this tom as well. Sometimes the pitch of the tom is just perfect to cause the air to flow straight over the top. So what you need to do sometimes is just give that little bit of that, a little bit on this, a little bit of distance. We say in Wales, war and take, which means give and take. So don't tune your toms perfect as individual toms. Get them pretty close and then put the kit together and play the whole kit, and then adjust the toms according to the feel of the whole kit, including the cymbals, this, that and everything. When you're playing everything, you'll notice that what you thought was not a perfect sound, you might even think, oh, enough fuss for that tom sound, but actually playing and having it sing while you're playing the snare and all the rest, it's like, wow, actually sounds fantastic in music. And then you've got to add on to the fact of how does it sound when there's a band playing, when you've got bass players, guitarists and keyboards and this and that. Then it changes again. So always tune your drums to the environment you're in, your room, the people you're playing with, and the kit as a whole. So while you were looking, in a flash, before you could even see it, notice a different drum head on the snare. So I've changed them. I've done what I said. I've just pushed that back slightly. I created a little gap between my tom and my snare, just that little bit extra, as much as you can, without it sort of going, oh, I can't play there, I can't play there. You've got to just war and take, move a little bit here and there. I've left the tuning of the tom as it was. I'll be tweaking that later, because I just want to adjust it slightly. And then what I did is I tightened up the bottom drum head, give it a little bit of snaz tune. I changed the top drum head to a nice coated one. Okay, which is a cold sterling. Tighten that up a little bit more. Nice feel to it. Now, let's put my hand over it. Let's put my hand on the tom. No snare buzz. Hand off. No snare buzz. You see? So it's about you experimenting. It's about you not getting too bogged down with too many videos. Have a think, have a look at your drum kit. How does it feel to you? And it's about adjusting, it's about learning. And the more you do that and the more you understand, the quicker you will be. And the reason it's important for you to learn how to adjust your drum kit is that most people will not have roadies and drum techs that they can call on to sort their problems out. Most people set up their own drums, strip their own drums down at the end of the night and so on. So if you're in that market, and that's the case, then the more you learn and the more you enjoy experimenting with the drums, the more you will learn that every room you enter changes the way the drums sound, and because of that you'll adjust much quicker. As soon as the band is with you and you do a sound check, you will tweak and adjust according to them as well. Always think outside the box. It's not about this one tom or this one snare. It's about how does it sound for the music you're playing in the environment you're playing with the people you're playing with. 3 keys. Where, what and who with. So important to you. Then you adjust your toms and your bass drum and everything to suit that. And then there's the 4th element. Are you being mic'd up? And if so, you have to account a little bit for that as well. You may dampen down a little bit more then, because you want the microphones to do all the work as opposed to the drums only. Okay, so it's an endless learning curve. Don't get bogged down with it. Don't get too stressed about it that everybody's an expert and you can't do it. It's not the case. It's just learning about you and your drums. And there's a 5th element, and that's how you play them as well. Okay, so you add all of those things together, take your time, keep learning, just keep enjoying. Watch my Drummers Do You Like Chips video, which is just in the window over there now, over there, whichever window. Okay, take care, leave the drum, see you soon.